Hello and welcome. I'm Inger Marie Feldgren Christensen from the University of Southern Denmark. In this video, I'd like to introduce you to participation assessment, which is one of the assessment methods that you can choose to study in Module 6. I'll start out by explaining what participation assessment is. Then I'll cover the learning outcomes that you can assess using this assessment method. And finally, I'll describe an example of participation assessment from the Faculty of Humanities at the University of Southern Denmark. Participation assessment is the assessment of students' participation in, for example, discussion forums, blogs, wikis, and live online sessions. It can also be the assessment of participation in face-to-face lessons in the classroom, but we will only cover assessment of online participation in this e-tivity. When you decide to implement participation assessment, the important questions are what to assess and how to do it. Should you concentrate on quantitative or qualitative criteria, or perhaps a mix of the two? You want to make sure that your participation assessment is fair and meaningful with respect to the learning outcomes of the course, and you also want to be able to do the assessment within the time allotted. Now, what learning outcomes can you assess using participation assessment? Typically, you can assess student skills and competences, such as how well students put forward their points of view, provide arguments for or against a case, analyze, explore, etc. Students' knowledge and resources provided by you or found by the students themselves will typically be a starting point for students' contributions, but not an end in itself. Participation assessment is particularly useful if you have designed online collaborative learning activities for your students and if your learning theoretical foundation is constructivist. By implementing participation assessment, you will encourage and support your students' learning online, thus enabling the creation of a dynamic virtual learning environment in which students log in frequently and engage in fruitful professional discussions. Participation assessment helps you focus on and make visible good guidelines for online interaction and participation. It also helps you to provide criteria that explain what good quality contributions look like, which will help your students understand how to interact and contribute. Participation assessment simply helps you signal and negotiate expectations. At the University of Southern Denmark, participation assessment was used at the elective Digital Communication in Action at the Faculty of Humanities. It's a 10 ECTS course and students have to participate actively to pass. The teacher designed 4 e-tivities for the students. For each e-tivity, there were quantitative and qualitative criteria. In the first e-tivity, students had to contribute and respond to each other in a discussion forum. In the second e-tivity, students were to share and discuss online resources on the course topic in a blog. The third e-tivity was live online group work where students had to present and discuss theoretical perspectives. The final e-tivity was a wiki where students were to create an overview of all the knowledge accumulated throughout the course. The teacher looked through all contributions and gave the students individual written feedback on each e-tivity. Both the teacher and the students found this was a very rewarding experience. The teacher found that students' contributions online provided documentation of their effort and progress and gave a very clear picture of each student's performance. Students found the activities very challenging and said that never before had they worked so hard or learned so much. I hope you enjoyed this introduction. Bye for now.